So if you guys remember, Yoshi P did say that the next time that we see Final Fantasy 16 or any information relating to Final Fantasy 16 will be much closer to be releasing. They did say that it was delayed, and we will be seeing more information on it sometime during spring, which could be anytime from now all the way up until June. I very well think it could be PAX East. PAX East is coming up with next week. Next week is PAX, and I'm not gonna be here. So for sure they're gonna be revealing it, and I'm not gonna be able to make any videos on that. I'm actually gonna be leaving town and traveling. But one important thing that does reinforce the idea that Final Fantasy 16 could be a title that we see this year and is going to be releasing very soon is the fact that in most recent news, according to RPG site IGN and a bunch of others, it was actually leaked that the fashion brand Uniqlo is going to be releasing a range of Final Fantasy shirts for the 35th anniversary year. Now, the important thing to note is all of these shirts are available for pre-order. It's the 35th anniversary of Final Fantasy in general. They're doing a series for every single shirt. So right here we got the Final Fantasy 1, which is like the standard logo. Final Fantasy 2, 3, 4. This is when they started to get a little bit of an identity, right? Final Fantasy 5, Final Fantasy 6, iconic shot of the intro, right? That's the Magitech armor, it looks like. Final Fantasy 7, badass shirt, by the way. These are all the main CGI scenes. Fucking spoiler right here. I see that spoiler on the front of this shirt. I see y'all, man. By the way, for those that know, Final Fantasy 7, I think it was the European release. The Final Fantasy 7 original European release spoiled a very big plot point of the game. The back cover. Final Fantasy 8, another iconic image, Squall. Final Fantasy 9, chat, do you guys know where this is from? I mean, I've played 9, but I'm having a hard time remembering what scene or reference this could be right here. Actually, I think down here it says, so Final Fantasy 9, Bahamut facing off against Alexander in the Siege of Alexandria. Okay, so we did see that from the last time that we played it, so let's get back to the list. So that's Bahamut going up against Alexandria. I played that recently, a couple months ago, and I completely forgot. Final Fantasy X, which is the intro iconic image of all the characters, like, you know, weapons and surrounding like Titus's as they sit around the campfire and they sing the campfire song, the CAMPFIRE song. Final Fantasy XI, the MMO, the first MMO, it's silhouettes of the characters, the main characters, the adventurers, and all that stuff. Final Fantasy 12, which don't really know exactly what that imagery is of 12. A stylized image of the judges. Never played 12, so I have no idea what the hell that is. Now 13. 13's design looks pretty sick. I like the way this looks. I wonder if this is also on the front or if they have something more simplistic on the front, but it's a pretty cool design nonetheless. I've never played it, but one thing I've always appreciated about it was its aesthetic. It's aesthetically pleasing. I like the way that the game looks. It looks pretty cool. The art style behind it and all that stuff. Hopefully we get to play it soon and I get to see what exactly it's all about. Final Fantasy 14, this is a badass shirt. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Bro, this is like their fucking mixtape is about to drop, bro. This is like triple platinum album right here on fire. I like this shirt. I've actually have to cop that one. Final Fantasy 15, another iconic shot, intro of the game. And then, lo and behold, Final Fantasy 16 actually got a shirt. I'm gonna have to find another image to like blow this up for you guys. Give me a second. Let me actually find that really quick. So looking at it a little bit closer, I know this is the best that we can get because the photo, it's a photo of a t-shirt taken very far away. But this is obviously Clive right here. And behind him, a lot of people have been saying is Bahamut, is Alexander, is possibly Phoenix, but it has been confirmed by my boy Night Sky Prince that actually is Ifrit. This shot of Ifrit right here. See the mouth, the way it looks right there? Let me pull up the other image. It's Ifrit's mouth right here. It's the same exact image. At first, these things looked like wings, which is why I thought it was Bahamut at first too. However, they're more or less just like stylized streaks to go behind the freaking gigantic horns that he has going on right here. Why this is so interesting. Apparently they weren't supposed to showcase the design for Final Fantasy 16. It was not ready for them to showcase. They didn't sign off on it. All of these games that are mentioned, all of these Final Fantasies, are clearly out already. But with Final Fantasy 16, it's the fact that they removed this. They removed this pre-order ability. You can't pre-order this shirt anymore. They removed Final Fantasy 16 from it. I don't think it was supposed to go live. I don't think they were supposed to showcase what it looked like yet, which means that we are supposed to be getting some sort of reveal very, very soon. Because in order to promote this, why not showcase some Final Fantasy 16 information and then say, hey, by the way, we have some merch. that you can buy right now to satiate yourselves. 30% of people who watch and love these videos are currently subscribed. Guys, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free and helps support the channel out a ton. We're currently at 52,708 subscribers. Somebody's probably gonna unsub just to troll me because we're live, but we're well on our way to getting to 100K. 2 years ago, that just seemed like an impossible goal for me personally, but with all you guys watching the channel, you've been able to really push the bar even further than I could even comprehend, and I'm grateful for that. Seriously, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more Final Fantasy news updates and all that good stuff coming your way. So I definitely think Final Fantasy 16 is going to be showcased sometime this month. If it's not at PAX East next week, then it's gonna have to be a State of Play. That's the only other thing coming up, because the next event would be like the Summer Games Show. What is that, June 23rd or something like that, right? Yeah, that's quite a ways away. I high-key do believe that Final Fantasy 16 will be showcased recently. There has been moments where games have been leaked a little bit early because of merchandise, which would, like Final Fantasy Versus 13, it was leaked early that it actually was going to be rebranded as Final Fantasy 15 via some shirt merch that they had, apparently, which is pretty wild, to say the least. And if I was Square Enix, I'd be pissed too. But yeah, I think Final Fantasy 16 is coming up pretty soon. This is the shirt design that they have with Uniqlo. Ifrit on the back right here. Check out the man screaming. Clive in front right there. And of course, it says Final Fantasy 16 and some more text underneath, which we can't make out. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? You thought you were going to get maybe Bahamut in the game as well? I mean, I believe we're going to get Bahamut for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that the King of Dragons is definitely going to be making it into Final Fantasy 16, because 16 already seems to be a game that's hugely focusing on the primals, the icons, the summons, the guardian forces, like whatever you want to call them. They are focusing heavily on them. And it seems that Clive's main abilities is going to be able to channel or harvest the energy from them, as we've seen him attack in the trailer many times over, doing stuff like that. As a matter of fact, let's pull up, and it's like this whole intro they're talking about this. Like, look, they got Shiva, and look how large they are too. Like they're massive in this game, like Giganto. Titan over here punching the shit out of these ice spears. I like the way that he's casting magic in the middle of combat and comboing it essentially. That's definitely a Devil May Cry like dev thing. That's Garuda's arms. He's using Garuda's like arms right there to like slash and like hit them. That right there was Phoenix. It looks like he has like, you see the Phoenix tails creating like aerial combat, which is cool. The green particle effects looks like he was doing some more Garuda stuff. That right there is Titan's fist. He's fisting them. And of course, Joshua, as we know, has the Phoenix inside of him. Has the Phoenix in him or like embedded in him. It seems like the summons in this game actually take over. To me, it just makes sense, right? Like a company would not pull this down and say, hey, we cannot sell these yet, if, you know, if there was a big reason behind it, whether or not they haven't done any release promo for the game yet, or they're waiting to do that before they reveal these. And sure enough, they slipped up, showcased it to us. Some people probably got their pre-orders in already. I'm definitely gonna be getting the Final Fantasy 7 one, the Final Fantasy 10 one. Shirt's a badass, man. Maybe even the 13 one in white. The white looked clean to me. And that wraps it up for this video, guys. Final Fantasy 16 is not so far away. I don't think it is. I think it has a very high possibility, a high chance of being showcased next week at PAX East. I won't be in town, unfortunately. I'll be out of the country visiting family, but hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'll be able to, I'll make some updates and stuff and see what I can do while on the road. I doubt I'll be able to cover it, but you know, everybody else will be talking about it, and so probably we'll have a stream talking about it afterwards, I guess. But yeah, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy news is on the way, and you don't want to miss that. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.